This is my office for 2025 and 2026. For this version of the office, I wanted to minimize everything, change everything, but at the same time keep everything familiar and easy to use. This version of the office has been the one that I had most fun building because it really wanted me to go back to basics and rethink every single piece that I had. It has been a challenge, but a fun challenge at that. If you find anything interesting, check out the links in the description below. You'll have links to most of the equipment I'll be showing you, and also to my Amazon UK and US store if you want to get something. But before showing you everything, big thank you to all the viewers, members, and subscribers for making all of this a possibility. Without you, believe me, it wouldn't be possible. I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers, and if these videos help you out, press like and subscribe. That helps a lot. Thank you. For this version of the office, I had a few things in mind. One that was really important is basically spend as little amount of money as possible in this, reusing things that I already had around, reusing paints that I had open, but they were still good to go, those kinds of things. Secondly was, if I could delete cables, if I could simplify it, I would simplify it, but not going to the point where while simplifying it makes everything worse for me when I'm recording. And the third one, very important, was to get a minimal aesthetic. Not minimalist, but a more minimal aesthetic. The reason is, it is very easy going through the years of reviewing stuff, you end up actually getting a lot of clutter, and when you look at it, you end up losing a bit of the plot. The office is comprised by 4 parts. The first part will be the desk. Then the second part will be the simrig. The third part will be the storage unit you see behind you, which will be having some features, some plants. And the fourth part will be storage unit, which I won't be showing because it's really, really small and already very cluttered. So let's start at the desk. The desk is something that I already had in the past, even though it looks like a new tabletop. It's a tabletop that I've had for about 6 or 7 years, but I gave this to my daughter. But since I got a bigger TV a couple of years ago, using the older tabletop that I had, and you've seen it in the past, became really, really difficult. So we've made a swap. She got the tabletop and I got this desktop, which is the Enfalara Bamboo. The monitor continues to be the same 5-year-old LG 27 GN 850 or something along those lines, but I needed to make a change. The monitor arm was very small for the changes that I needed to do. So I had to get an InVision monitor arm, so it will be a little bit longer and easier to use in my format for this simrig and for this office. It ended up being an interesting and good change because it's such a much better monitor arm. It moves around much faster, and it has other positions that I can use. I can use this for gaming in a more comp style gaming style, or I can just put this on the side like I have now, move it to the other side, and serve as the second monitor for monitoring the streams or when I'm recording. Going towards the Stream Deck, very important in my simrig and also on the desk. It's an excellent piece. This was sent a couple of years ago by Elgato, and I have requested them a few items for this build, which they sent. One of them will be the Wave XLR add-on to the Stream Deck. That allowed me to kill one cable, and one cable is really important. And by doing so, it combines the Stream Deck Plus that you see and a lot of people love as well, with also the Wave XLR. So you don't have 2 inputs or 2 USB cables. You just use one and everything stays connected. And the Stream Deck does have all the necessary inputs. While I said that about the cables, let's go to the other part, which probably won't make sense to a lot of you, and will be the keyboard and mouse. I'm keeping these wired for very good reason. The first change that I've made this year, the Logitech G703 died, so I had to get a new mouse. In this case, it will be a Royal Kludge M3 or M30. Very good mouse. The keyboard, in this case, it will be also a Royal Kludge, and this will be an R65, which is also a wired, not wireless, but this will be a wired keyboard, and it has cream switches. I came from blue switches, which are very clicky. These ones are very tactile. Really like the sound of it, and I really like the format, though I still miss the F keys. Few important changes will be the lighting. The lighting is the soul of the videos. I'm trying to get better at it. I think I am getting better at it. and I decided to make a few changes. I was using before a big umbrella with 90 centimeters, very good, very soft light, but was a bit of a pain in the ass to manage it, moving it around because it was so heavy. I changed it with 30 centimeters, but it was still a little bit cumbersome. And I decided to ask Elgato if they could send a couple of goodies, in this case, a key light, the Mark II, and also the key light Neo, a very small one to do as a spotlight or to do as a secondary light. Though it does have a bit of an issue, which is it doesn't have a honeycomb grill from them, which means I had to go to AliExpress, get one, and with that it made everything a little bit better, because without it the light will be going everywhere, even though it's soft, and a lot of people actually point it towards the wall to get a little more diffusion as well. But with the honeycomb grill, it can give you a better effect, and in my opinion gets a better effect and more separation between the foreground, which will be my ugly face, and the background. For the key light Neo, it's sitting on an Elgato master mount, which I have modified to also allow to mount the camera that you're seeing over there. That will be a Sony ZV-E10, and everything then becomes super compact, not a lot of clutter. The cables can go around and below into their connections. And for the microphone and also for the mount is once again Elgato. Elgato sent this low profile mount. The first version that I've got, I bought it like a few years ago. It had a lot of issues, namely the magnets weren't very strong, the panels were always falling, and they have made some revisions on this one, and this color is also pretty cool, which now resolves most of the issues. And as for the microphone, I went back to the Mayono PM500 just to test it out. I like how it sounds. Let me know in the comments what you think about this microphone. This is the simrig, and the simrig is a very important part of the office, probably the most important, because this is basically where I record most of my stuff, and it has been changing over the years because of things that I prefer and because of the way that I want to experience sim racing. And I do love sim racing, and my way to experience it probably is not the same as everybody else, which is normally the case. Now, I have a principle for this sim rig, which is not so as minimalistic as the rest of the office, but quite important as well, and it is something really, really simple, which is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. For the sim rig, it is sitting on a base called the Fanatec K1. It's a very simple rig. It is based on an L kind of shape or 7th kind of shape, and it's super easy to adjust to your height. There's very little toolless things, unless of course you want to talk about installing the pedals and all of that stuff, but most of the adjustments are toolless or painless. They're not very complicated. It's a super sturdy rig that allows me to connect pretty much everything that I want, including this thing that you might think, oh, why are you using seatbelts on a sim rig? You must be stupid, but we'll talk about this in a second. For wheelbase, I'm using my old trusty Club Sport DD. I've reviewed a lot of wheelbases over the last couple of years since I've got this, including excellent ones that technically should be superior. I always come back to this one because this one is easier to set up, connects to everything, and the force feedback consistency is 5 stars in every single piece of sim racing content. Sometimes it's not the case with other wheelbases. This wheelbase doesn't matter if it's in PlayStation, doesn't matter if it's in PC, it's always gonna work correctly. For the wheel, I'm using the GSI FPV2. I've had this for a year. Fantastic wheel. Cannot recommend this enough if you have the funds for it. And while Fanatec isn't really compatible with these wheels, with the SimHub Ultra quick release, it will be compatible, but it's not pass-through, so you'll have to use a USB cable. For the pedals, I'm using the IMSIM Talentos that I've been using for the last couple of years. These things may change because new things are coming out for the wheelbase. There will be a SimLab, there will be a SimMagic Ultra, and also the Podium DD that I'll have for review. So, a lot of things can change over the years, and this year, in the next few months. And for the pedals, exactly the same thing. I'm using the IMSIM Talentos. Been using them for 3 years now, maybe almost 4 years. Fantastic piece of pedals. Love how they work. They are very consistent. They are very robust. This thing can basically get a beating and they'll still work. They're made to industrial quality. They don't feel flimsy at all. I've been using them for a while. Love them. For shifter and handbrake, they'll be Fanatec because then it will connect directly to the wheelbase, and then you can connect directly to your PlayStation. And in that case, it makes everything simple. Two things that are super important for this simrig. The first one is, of course, the Stream Deck. I bought this Stream Deck, I don't know, many years ago, 7-8 years ago. Maybe not as much as that, but I bought it a long time ago. I recommend truly and truly a Steam Deck for your simrig. It serves a button box. It serves for me a way as to start and manipulate streams, change scenes and all of that. But as a button box, you can do a lot of things with it. You can do multiple inputs. Say you can do a start procedure, you can do rain modes, you can change a lot of the modes of the car at the same time. Fantastic to have on your simrig. Great option. As for this that you've been looking at, oh, this guy is strapped with a stupid seatbelt, but he's sitting in his position. Well, this is a belt tensioner made by Cubit. They sent this a couple of months back, 3 months back, to test it out. And since I've been using it, I don't want to remove it because it is so immersive. I'm not big into motion. I do like, once again, keep everything simple. But this adds a very good layer of immersion while at the same time not being incredibly in your face. It's 2 cables, and that will be a cable for USB and for the power. And everything is maintained super easy. The program starts by itself. You don't need to do much because it gets the telemetry from the game. And everything gets in your system very easy. As for some of my choices, there will be a little bit contentious because, sim racing is very personal. Everybody experiences a little bit different. And this will be about the screen choices. In sim racing, there's this idea that triples are the best or VR is the best. This year, Big Screen Beyond sent me to review. I could keep the unit if I want. The Big Screen Beyond 2. Fantastic piece of kit. Used it, sent it back. Because in my opinion, VR doesn't really work for me. I just don't like it. Triple screen means that I would have too many cables. A lot of confusion, needed a better PC. Needed a better PC at that. And didn't want that, so I went to something that pretty much nobody has for sim racing, bar a few crazy people like myself, which will be a big TV. If I could change something, it would be for a better big TV. One that would do 144 hertz with less maybe lag. But the thing about a big TV is real estate, and it kind of changes the perception of things. The FOV, you can manipulate FOV in sim racing as you want, but the scale is something completely different because you get a bigger window out. A bigger window out is better for me than having 3 small windows, because even though the small windows will give you a more lateral, it doesn't really do it for me because the complication of configuring these 3 windows, for me, might as well just have one big window. Makes it for me a little more fun. You do you, I do a big TV. And one last thing that I forgot to mention will be the headphones. These came to replace the old AKG K701s. Very good headphones, but they broke. One side stopped giving signal. So I got something cheap-ish, a replacement. In this case, an iFiMan EH400 SE. These are planers. I didn't know what is the difference until I got them, and holy hell, they do sound good. They sound a little bit different. They are definitely more open than the AKG K701s, and those ones were already open. And honestly, these ones feel a little better for me. And well, of course, your taste for music or your taste for sound profiles is yours. I do enjoy these. The last module of this office is sitting just behind you. It's essentially the storage unit and also the posters and the plants and all of that. The objective of that part is serving as a background, but also a little bit of storage and a little bit of recording space because I don't have a lot of space. I can't really do many sets here. I do have an extra desk if I need it to just plop it there and I can do something with the background and the foreground. But having something like that, that is a aesthetic that is pleasing to the eye, at least for me, I'm not sure about you, it's good to have. That Malm unit that I'm showing you right now has been here in this house for about 5 or 6 years. It changed places like 3 or 4 times already. It has been through a few battles, and whenever I can, I will swap it to a proper unit that is not a Malm if I ever wanted to. But as it is white, it is simple. And one of the problems with having everything white is that it can get boring. That's why you add the plants, you add a little bit of lights. In this case, there are Govee lights that aren't working very well. The blue light is starting to fade, so I'm just posting it with that white yellow light. Works quite well. And also you can see a little bit of the posters. The posters are quite interesting. It was an idea that my wife had, and I went around to see what we can do. IKEA, we got the frames from IKEA. It's a 90 by 70 or something like that of size. And I decided, you know what, let's buy some posters, minimalist posters. The posters were generally very expensive. So my wife had the idea once again, why not just buy the digital version and then we print it somewhere. And essentially it works. It doesn't really need to be that high of resolution. It just needs to work okay. And it gives a little bit of personality to the room while at the same time not spending a lot of money, because some of the posters that I've seen around there, like 90, 100 pounds, way too much. 90, 100 pounds were basically all the posters together with the frames. I think that's a better price. And this is my office and sim racing setup. Let me know in the comments what you think of it and what would you change.